My name is Kathleen Benjamin, and I'm a licensed practitioner of Centers for Spiritual Living. Here at the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, we are actively co-creating a world that evolves through the power of service, prayer, and play, a world that works for everyone. We honor all paths that lead to the recognition of the divine. We honor shamanism as a path of the inward journey and soul travel. We honor Hinduism as a path recognizing the divine in each person. We honor Judaism as a path of law. We honor Taoism as a path recognizing the perfect order and balance of the universe. We honor Taoism. I just said that. We honor Buddhism as a path of compassion and peace. We honor Christianity as a path of love and forgiveness. We honor Islam as a path of constant prayer. We honor Baha'i as a path recognizing the oneness in all religions. We honor New Thought in a path of healing and the power of the mind. And we honor you and the path that brought you here. Richest blessings.
Welcome. Welcome to the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Reverend Kristen Kephart, and I'm the spiritual director here. Currently, we are 100% virtual, which means all of our offerings are online. So whether you've been with us for 45 years or today is your first time, please check out our website for the most up-to-date information on what we have going on here. The other thing you can do on our front page of the website is sign up for our newsletter. Sign up, and once a week you will receive updated information again on what is happening here at the center. Also like to let you know that our quarterly town hall meeting is scheduled for Sunday, May 23rd at 11:30 a.m. Please join us. We're going to be talking about our plan for reopening and a few other things, and we would love to have you there and participate and have you up to date on the happenings. If you are interested in having an appointment with me, please contact my cell and we will schedule an appointment together. And lastly, if you are wondering how you can give to at the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, we have multiple ways. We have multiple ways to make it easier for you. So here we go. You can send checks to our P.O. Box. You can use the text to give function. It is super, super easy to use. You text in that number, and for setup, it will walk you through the setup. And then from there on out, just as you can see on the picture screen, you put in an amount, and the system confirms that the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living has received your donation. You can also give through PayPal. All these links are available down below. And lastly, you can also sign up for electronic giving. So if you are interested in that, please contact our office. Contact our office and we will get you the most up-to-date information and the forms that go with that. I would just like to say thank you. Thank you for your continued support of the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, because without you, we wouldn't be here. And here at the Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, I want you to know that you're honored. I want you to know that you're loved. And currently, we're in this digital, virtual world, but know that you are also seen. You're honored, you're loved, and you're seen. And I'm grateful. Next up, please join us as we sing our congregational song, Opening Up in Sweet Surrender. Take it away.
Good morning, Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living. We are delighted to be with you today. We're coming live from our studio. Let's begin by opening up our heart in sweet surrender. Get up and dance with us. Sing along. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of God. I am opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening now in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. I am opening. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening up in sweet surrender to the luminous love light of the one. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. We are opening. Oh, come within your heart with me, in this open heart, this beautiful kingdom, queendom of heaven right here within us. I am so grateful to recognize the I am that I am. And now let's open up our hearts to each other. I am so grateful that you are on the planet with me. Namaste.
Good morning. I'm so glad that you've decided to spend this sacred time with us. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day if you've nurtured or birthed a person, a plant, or even a pet. Happy Mother's Day if you are the mother of invention, if you have birthed and nurtured an idea into fruition. Happy Mother's Day to you. Our theme of the month is Holy, Holy Uprising, and our talk title is Revolutionary Love. And our affirmation for today is amazing. And I invite you to take this affirmation on this week and become this affirmation. The affirmation is, I am an ambassador of revolutionary love. Again, I am an ambassador of revolutionary love. Revolutionary is that we are involved in the changing, the complete changing of something. And so for me, revolutionary love is radical grace, courageous compassion, and the nurturing givingness of God all wrapped up into one. Revolutionary love is so deep and powerful that I live it, and it is seen in my living. Revolutionary love. I am an ambassador of revolutionary love. Again, I am an ambassador of revolutionary love. My love changes things. I am an ambassador of revolutionary love. Take that on this week. So join me as we turn inward to the upper room. We step into the upper room to remember. We remember the power and the presence of the One, the love intelligence governing the universe that is the source of all creations. This is the source of my life. Pure love and pure joy that are ever unfolding in everywhere as Mother Nature, as the cosmic mother, as Mother God. We choose to elevate and remember the divine feminine today, knowing that the ever unfolding joy that the cosmic mother is the ever unfolding joy that I am. It is the ever unfolding joy that you are. It is the infinite possibility of Mother God that is absolutely everywhere, that runs in, as, and through my life. It runs in, as, and through your life. It is always available. It's closer than our hands and feet. It is the potentiality that is everywhere present, always, in all ways. How grateful I am to know this truth. that this is my true nature, that I am always being loved, I am always being nurtured. This infinite presence is always sourcing me. It is sourcing you. That we are infinitely powerful, infinitely beautiful, ever unfolding harmony. How grateful I am to know the truth of our being today. As we lean into this unified field of awareness, we do so with a greater awareness and a greater receptivity on this day. We are more receptive to our true nature of what and who and whose we are. We are unfolding as revolutionary love right now, as our living, as our seeing, as our breathing. This is the magnificent truth about us. How grateful I am to share this truth with you. And we share it with everyone because we are one with everyone. And so today I am so grateful to be celebrating Mother's Day, to be celebrating the divine feminine. And I send out a mighty blessing to Reverend Kristen, knowing that she is a divine mother herself, that her beauty goes before her and prepares the way as it does for this service. We are prepared to receive this magnified good of God that's coming forth as Reverend Kristen's message today. So we are so grateful for this, that she is blessed and a blessing as an individual and as her entire life, knowing that everyone she touches is made aware of the presence of God simply by seeing her. And I know that we are healed in our hearts as we hear the harmonizing music that comes forth as Jennifer Russell and Michael Gale. I know this service is blessed and a blessing, and we simply rejoice and celebrate it as our life today. For this and so much more, I am eternally grateful. And so it is. Amen, amen, ashe.
I have been interrupted by the banks of the river.
First off, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. If you didn't listen to the affirmation this morning, please go back because Kathleen Benjamin made a very inclusive welcoming of Mother's Day for all of us, whether you've nurtured a child, a plant, or an animal, and it goes on. But it was so beautifully spoken. So we see a world that works for everyone, where we are called to conscious social action. That is part of our global vision statement. We see a world that works for everyone, where we are called to conscious social action. An example of that is this week there was a car pileup, I think 9 to 12 cars, and a baby was ejected out of the car in its car seat and ended up going over a bridge and into a river. This man, who was part of the accident, jumped out and went to help somebody that was trapped in the car, and that person said, "My baby." He made sure the person was okay. Then this gentleman turned to his 11-year-old and said, "When the first responders get here, tell them what I did." Because when he looked over on the bridge and he looked down, there was a toddler there, right side up, kicking and moving arms, and in the water. And within seconds, that car seat flipped over. So he jumped in. He jumped in 25 feet down to save a toddler that's not his. And it turns out, now that it's been a few days, his wife shared that he is afraid of heights, that is not something that he would ever choose to do. But in this conscious social action, there's someone in need, and this man literally jumps in to help. This whole month we're talking about the Holy, Holy Uprising, and today, revolutionary love. So think about it for a second. In what ways do you individually perpetuate an idea of separation when it comes to thinking about others or about thinking about the whole? Do you ever use the us and them? We're not like them. I'm not like them. Those are key words that can spark up and give you an idea that is you creating separateness and separation without being conscious of it. I catch myself all the time. It is something that we practice, and we have to practice. Because it all comes down to, if we believe in a world that works for everyone, do our actions and what we do, does it actually align with our belief in oneness and our belief in interconnectedness? And if for some reason our beliefs are different than our actions, there's like a misfire, there's no connection. But if I am in alignment that these are my actions and this is how I show up in this world and this is what I believe, that when those two things come together, amazing things happen. Amazing things happen. So this idea of the love that we're talking about is unconditional. Unconditional love that just exudes or oozes grace and compassion and boldness. A quote from Ernest Holm, founder of Science of Mind. "For if the whole nation works together and prays together, a great moral and spiritual power, an actual soul force, will penetrate the whole world, helping to bring confidence and calm judgment and right action until the crisis shall have passed. Freedom need never be ashamed of itself, nor liberty bow to despair. God is always on the side of right, and faith will always conquer fear." So what is this revolution? This revolution, it sounds like 60s music to me, or the Beatles, which I believe they did that in the 60s. Their song about a revolution. Anyway, a revolution is having conscious fundamental change. Conscious fundamental change. So in Science of Mind, tagline is change your thinking, change your life. If we believe so wholeheartedly in something that when we stand with that and we make change with our actions, again, bringing these two together, our action and our belief, bringing it together and having this conscious change, or making a shift, that's where the growth happens. And Ernest Holmes had this to say: the spiral of life is upward. Evolution carries us forward, not backwards. Eternal and progressive expansion is its law, and there are no breaks in its continuity. It seems to me that our evolution is a result of unfolding consciousness of that which already is and needs but to be realized to become fact in everyday life. So the idea here is that it already exists, and all we need to do is open up and awaken to it. Revolutionary. In this past couple of years, and the Black Lives Matter, and us as the public witnessing murder, and there's many things to talk about here, but I remember sitting with someone and saying there was riots back in the 70s and nothing changed. We're still in the same place we are today as we were then. And this idea of upward spiraling is really fitting here, because those that experience those times already has a foundational level. And it is something that the person I was talking to, it was in alignment with their beliefs. It just didn't unfold as they saw that it should. We are not in control of the timeline and when things shift. We do our part, as Ernest Holmes says, we pray, and then we move our feet. We do our action piece. The number 2 piece of this is love. Love, there's many different kinds of love. And the kind of love I'm talking about, or that we're talking about today, is agape love. It is that deep belief and knowing oneness. It is about feeling and knowing that you are interconnected with everything on this planet. And it is not something, I haven't been able to do this yet, notice it's yet, to be in that state 24/7. It is something that if one time I was standing out in the midst of the redwoods, and I reached out and I touched a tree, and I had maybe 15 seconds of feeling one with nature, one with everything around me, became one with me. This agape love, it is something that we need to be conscious of. It's almost like we lead with love. We walk in our life in love. It creates a situation where we want to learn and understand about one another. We're not closed down and set in our ways. We are open and willing and curious on what's going out, what is happening outside of my internal world. Some examples of agape love. So in the Bible, in Mark 12:30, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. Get in alignment with that higher divine self that's within you and that's outside of you, and be in alignment with that. In John 13:34, love one another as I have loved thee. And we get good examples of that in the Bible, is like the story of the Good Samaritan. I'll jump in and I'll just throw out the name Mother Teresa, because she always shows up. She is the person that, when I think of examples of selfless love, that is Mother Teresa. So she dedicated her entire life with this idea of love and compassion with everyone that she met. Another name that I use often is the Dalai Lama. I haven't talked about Jane Goodall in a while. Jane Goodall is the one who these are all amazing humans. Everybody is an amazing human, but she steps out with, working with chimpanzees for 79 years. She showed them unconditional and selfless love. She talks today, and when she's out speaking, she travels most of the time, where she doesn't work with the chimpanzees anymore. That was her love, that was her calling, but she recognized that in order for her to make change at a global level, that for her to step up and talk about the issues of our climate and the issues of our world and connect with people through animals. And her whole goal is she wants to make the world a better place. And that's what she has dedicated her life to. And she's constantly moving because of that. And lastly, another example is a woman by the name of Florence C.C. Rigney. I hadn't heard about her until earlier this week. But she is someone who has served selflessly, given unconditional love, compassion, and care as a nurse since 1946. She is still working at the same hospital, and she's now over 90 years old. She has spent her entire life in service where she's seen generation after generation after generation, because she stayed in the same area. So this idea of agape love of stepping out beyond my needs, stepping out and either doing something as the man did when he jumped in the water to save the child, or a lifelong calling within us to serve in these ways, of agape love. Agape love is a choice. It is something that we, for most, need to bring to the front of our minds, and then, like I said, constantly work on that to get it changed within our minds, that we lead with agape love, that everything I do, I lead and I walk in that. So this idea of revolutionary love, of bringing the science of mind co-creation, so my thoughts become things. So my thoughts become things, and I change my thoughts to good things. And I add that with that agape love. That is when we are bringing collective change through our love for one another. So Psalm co-creation plus agape love, that's where we do our collective change. And we begin this with ourselves. We start with ourselves, and then we do it with those that we love. And then it gets even more challenging when you actually have to practice more, because we even do it with people that don't understand revolutionary love yet. We continue to proceed and move forward and continue to be that light, that love, and that revolutionary movement until the entire planet catches on. And then we make a shift. And what happens is that shift is a gradual shift. So many people have said, during this time of lockdown, where in lots of cases things went quiet for lots of people. Well, lots of people started doing their inner work. And by doing your inner work and then stepping out and getting involved with things that you care about, that your soul cares about, whether it's the planet or animals or our children, and we could go on and on and on. But getting involved so we can make active change. So wrapping this up, this revolutionary love is the great work of our lives. It is what propels us forward once we have identified what it is. Once we've zoned in on and have become very clear that my thoughts and my mind plus this action of me moving forward, that when those two are together and they are in sync, when you're in a situation and you say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And you want to fiercely protect a group of people, or you want to make change because of the mass shootings, like whatever it is, when those two are in alignment, that is when you're bringing your love and action together to make change. We walk in the state of love. We move in the state of love. We recognize that flowing through, in, and as me is the divine. And I can say, I am divine. I am divine. When I say I am divine, I am stepping up to the completeness that continues to evolve, so it's not even complete, but to align myself spiritually and mentally and physically as a force that believes in love, a force that believes in revolutionary love, a force that believes and understands and desires a world that works for everyone. A world that works for everyone. Because we know there is always enough. Out there's like a little lie going on that there's not enough. There's not enough housing. There's not enough food. There's not enough. Not enough. And then yet, again and again and again, we can prove over and over and over again when we have those actions aligned. There is enough. I take what I need. You take what you need. And there's enough. There is enough. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. So we continue to change, we continue to evolve, we continue to do this spiral upward movement in this thing called life. And we do it individually, but we do it in community. We come together as a community, and when two or more are gathered, miracles happen. We gather, and we make change. We make positive change on this planet. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's go into prayer. Put your feet on the ground. You can keep your eyes open or closed. Prayer works either way. And let's take a deep breath together. And release. And another deep breath together. And release. One last unifying breath in. And release. Oh, today we have a holy, holy uprising happening right here and right now. I am so grateful to be gathered together and recognizing that there is only truly one thing happening right here and right now, and that is spirit. Spirit, whether I name it Spirit, God, Allah, the universe, that one thing that is running through, in, and outside of me. We are all interconnected. We are all connected from that one spirit. We are birthed from it. So today I wake up and I recognize that every single person on this planet knows that they are connected with the one. That one thing that comes together, that we are one and we aren't separate. So at the center, Camarillo Center for Spiritual Living, we believe in a world that works for all. And in that allness, I recognize that we are called to conscious social action. So I claim that our words and our thoughts and our prayers are good ones, and that they are in alignment with what our soul is called to do. That we treat and move our feet. And I know that we do this with an open heart, with agape love, and that we learn from those who've come before us, our role models, where it is, if it's someone famous, hurrah. If it's our next door neighbor, hurrah. If it's our child, hurrah. I am open and willing to be teachable. And in this quest, in every movement, thought, and prayer, that I continue to walk that path in a world that works for all. I also want to say that I know that our bodies are working in divine right order, that there is enough, there is an abundance and overflow, and that all of our needs are met right here and right now. I don't cast in the future or go back to the past, but right now, all my needs are met. And as for relationships, I step into a relationship with my brothers and sisters and siblings, knowing that what I put out, that vibration that I put out, the words that I put out, are returned to me. So I have strong, vibrant relationships in my life. With so much gratitude for this teaching, for the Science of Mind teaching, where I can step in and change my life now. I don't have to wait. I can do it now. That I step into that with my arms and my heart open wide. And I release my words into the universe. The universe says yes. So everything that has been spoken is already working in the mind of God. So I let go and I let be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. See you next time.
Thanks for being with us this morning. Let's close out the circle with something wonderful.